I want to take you inside the secret sanctum of the batting cage at PNC. No one knows we're here, so shh, come on in. So, little changes have been made since I was here. We got the lounge area right here. You're going to hear about the middle game, the approach going into that series. And if you look over here, you're going to see the monitors where they can actually watch who's pitching. You have the scouting report right here. A lot of things happen right here where you can kind of identify what you may want to do within that series. Same concept over here. They may have the actual bullpen guys over here, or possibly the visual of the cage. You may see the game right here during the actual game time, or you may see yourself hitting, whether it's from the top or the side. And probably the coolest part, in my opinion, is how they have it set up to take care of your body. You have the bike, which is like the air bike on steroids. This baby really gets you moving and gets you sweating. I was doing it before we started. Now, this is kind of the active warm-up area. Foam roller is your best friend. Lengthen those muscles. If you're not moving well and you don't have good mobility, especially through your T-spine and your hips, you're probably not going to be able to hit as well or throw as well. You're going to have restrictions. That's where injuries come in. And biggest thing is that's where you're not able to maximize who you are. Then you have the stick mobility, good stretching tool, something you can really utilize. I love to use it about feeling that stretch through the middle. There's a lot of cool things you can do with the stick mobility to utilize, you know, whether it's a stretch or a movement pattern. And then you have this. If you can throw this well, aim at a good target, it's going to really help you feel everything work through the middle and your body work well from the ground up. That's something that's really important. Some we'll talk about in the cage. All right, let's head in the cage. Probably my favorite spot in the whole place besides behind the plate. All right, so we're in the cage. First off, you can notice the batter's box, kind of how it's set up. It's exactly like it is on the field. And I told you about that turf, right? Said it was bouncy. Saves your joints. See how bouncy that is? Unbelievable. Great turf. Really good for the body. Now, two different machines. The old school machine, you dial it up, hard, soft, breaking balls, different things. But this bad boy, the Spin City, it'll actually do exactly what the pitcher's doing that day. So if you're facing Kershaw, that thing can throw Kershaw's pitches, which is kind of remarkable because I'm not sure if he's human. He may actually be in that machine. All right, now, little visualization. So you see this. Why does this have this little marker, whatnot? It's all about path. Hitting through the middle, I visualize getting that backhand all the way through. And then I can work on that pitch away. Same thing here, direction, boom, all the way through. And then put it out front where I land on that front foot all the way through. Great tool for kids, especially if you want to use it off the tee, to visualize exactly how your pass should be. Now, put on some gloves and show you a little bit of what I used to do. I used to think about foundational work. Foundational work is working from the ground up. If you don't have a good foundation, your house is going to collapse. So I would always start off the tee. And the reason I'd start off that tee is because I heard Lance Berkman talk one time. If you don't have timing off a tee, you can't have timing anywhere else, because timing really is just distance and speed. So first thing I'd do, I'd always start closer to me, made sure I was short and threw the ball. Start with my bat on my shoulder, spread out, really not use anything else. Now I'm just trying to hit a line drive or ground ball to second base. Then I'd build up from there. I'd create a little bit of rhythm with my hands. Separation, same thing, just trying to hit that line drive, even though that wasn't a good one, to that second base. And then I start really bringing it together, where I have rhythm into my load. After that, top hand. Top hand can be tough on your UCL and your elbow, so I really start slow. I just want to feel it, make sure I don't jerk that elbow through. Once I feel comfortable, I'll let it go. For you kids, I recommend you starting with either this, which we'll get to in a minute, or the little guy. Really make sure you protect yourself, because the last thing you want to do is hurt that elbow. Lastly, with this little guy, I'll either use this or the weighted one, which is this right here. This one's actually 35.5 ounces. This one's 28 ounces, 28 inches. So if I feel like my barrel is a little bit laggy, I'll use a heavy one, make sure I really feel it. If not, I'll just get here and I'm just working through the ball. So I was quick there. So I want to emphasize really staying on it and staying through it. After that, look at this. Derek Shelton special, the speed hitter. I have to show this and give it a plug. What this is, you're at home, right before dinner, just want to work on your swing, you get that snap out front. If you hear that, that means you did it right. It's a pretty cool toy. I would have gotten in a lot of trouble as a kid with that baby. So, got my one-hand stuff done, my two-hand stuff done. Now, let's talk about back control. Todd Helton used to tell me, if you can't control the barrel, you can't control anything. So he used to do a drill with the fungo, and he'd pick spots. All right, I'm gonna hit a ground ball, second base. Boom, ground ball, second base. Once you get a kind of good idea of hitting that ground ball, you try to turn it into that line drive. And if you really work on that low line drive, back up the middle, I'm telling you right now, what you'll see is you'll start to see that true separation stretch through the middle, and you'll be able to really maximize everything because you're on time with the toss ball. And the coolest part is you toss it out front, so you work that barrel out front, which creates a launch angle that you'll really love. Lastly, a couple implemented tools. These are called Plyo Bowls. I love to use them on the tee or toss. If you don't hit them absolutely true, they'll wobble funny. If you hit them true, they'll fly perfect. Great way to work on extension through the ball and contact. Lastly, Big Daddy, the 60 ouncer. This is really good for attack angle and direction, working in and through the ball. If you do this right, it should be loose. Boom, it's gonna whip that barrel through. It's gonna really let those hands play out front. If you get that feel, everything seems to work really well.